Hello everybody and welcome back to the next lecture in Wi-Fi penetration testing section. We in the previous video saw how we can capture our four-way handshake and how we can crack it with the AirCrack program using our CPU power. Now that we did that, what we want to do is basically try to run this process a lot faster, or not a lot faster, just basically a few times faster with our GPU. So how do we do that? Well, basically we will use a program called Hashcat. As we can see, if you type here Hashcat, it is already installed in Kali Linux, so you won't have to install it again. All you need to do is run one simple command, but you can do that only after you basically convert the .cap file we have into .hccapx file. Now, how we do that? Well, there are some tools on Linux or on Kali Linux that you can install in order to do that, but I prefer to use other method, which is basically on their website, on Hashcat website. We want to open new window, and we want to go to the website that we will use in order to convert our file to the .hccapx file. Now, to go to that website, you just type here https then two slashes hashcat.net/cap2hccapx, and then you press enter. So this is the link right here, and it will lead you to a simple website which is basically only used to convert these files between each other. So let's let this just load for a second. Here it is, and right here you should see the same thing. You can see that the maximum size of our file is 20 megabytes, which can cause sometimes a problem. Hopefully our file right now isn't larger than 20 megabytes. If it is, I will have to redo basically the attack and capture the four-way handshake faster. Or basically you can shoot the file with some of the programs, but I believe it is not larger than 20 megabytes right now. Let us just find our file. It is on home, handshake, and here it is. Yeah, it is only 1.6 megabytes large. So if you open it and then click here on convert, this will take a few seconds, and it will basically prompt you with a weird name that is consistent of a bunch of numbers and then with the extension .hccapx. Now it doesn't matter, they basically just numbered the files with that. As we can see right here, this is the name of our file that we need to download right now. It converted it to the Hashcat, to the basically this type of file. Not really sure what it even is. It is hccapx, and we can just download it right here. Let me just open this, and let's copy and move it to the same file, which is the same folder, which is the handshake folder. So I paste it right here, and now we have the .cap and .hccapx file, which we will use now in order to crack it with Hashcat. Now, if we type here Hashcat --help, you will see it comes with a bunch of the options that we will use some of them, not all of them. The most important one is to specify the type of hash that we are cracking, which you can see is labeled with these numbers on the left. Now, as we can see, there is the MD5, MD4, SHA-1, SHA-2, SHA-2 256-bit, and they're all labeled with this number right here. That's how we will specify them. But we want to find the VPA private share key password, and it should be somewhere here. I believe it is somewhere around here. Here it is. VPA EPOL, and this one we will use right here. So it is under the number of 2500. So let us use that option. Let me see if there is anything up that we need to use. It basically just shows the syntax for this tool. We will use these two options, which is -m, which is hash type, and then we will specify 2500 in order to specify that we are cracking the VPA password. and we will use the attack mode, which basically -3, I believe this is used in order to specify how fast you want this attack to go. Now, they have some examples down here. Here they are. And this is for the -A, which is, it can go from 1 to 4. So attack mode can go from low to nightmare, which basically I wouldn't really recommend using the 4 option right here, since this process of cracking with your GPU can actually exhaust your graphics card, and it can also make it crash if it passes the certain temperature. But I believe that Hashcat has installed in the tool itself to abort the process once the GPU temperature reaches over 100 degrees, I believe, or something like that. You want to make sure that you check it and you do not let it reach over 85 degrees, since 100 is a lot for the graphics card. You do not want to wait for 100, you want to basically abort it at, for example, 85 degrees. So you can see right here the device type. You can choose if you want to crack with GPU or CPU. Right now we are cracking with GPU. So let us run our full command right now. We have the file right here, which is this one. You can rename it, so let's just rename it to something that we can use. So this is, for example, gpu.hccapx, and now we will just specify these 3 letters instead of all of these numbers. So what we want to do right now is type here hashcat -A, which stands for the attack mode. I will specify right here 2, doesn't really matter, you can use 1, 2, 3 or even 4 if you want to. Then -M, which stands for the hash type. We saw previously that VPA is 250, basically 2500. And now what we want to specify is basically the name of our file that we are cracking. Or basically the name of our file that has the hashed password, which is in our case gpu.hccapx. And one more thing we want to specify after all of this is the password that we will use in order to crack that file. Now right here we will use the, let me just find, I believe it was user share word lists. Right now let us use the rockyou.txt password list. Invalid attack mode value specified. How is it invalid? No devices found left. Oh yeah, I forgot that I'm running this on a virtual machine without having the proper drivers installed for my graphics card, so you would need to basically install the drivers for your graphics card, depending from which graphics card you have, in order to perform this attack. If you are running on Kali Linux virtual machine, if you're running on any other Linux distribution, you should not have this problem and you should be able to run this attack. Now, I will not install it right now, since there is no point in showing you that, since we all have different graphics cards. Right, what I will do is I will switch to my laptop in order to show you how the process of attacking will work. So let me just switch to my laptop real quick. So here I am on my laptop, and right now we will run the same command that we tried to run before. I don't really know why I thought that it would work there. I thought I was on my laptop for a second, but you want to, let me just enlarge this a little bit. As we can see, I transferred my file, here it is, gpu.hccapx. And what we want to do is basically run the same command, so hashcat -A, then the attack mode, for example 0, doesn't even matter, attack mode 0, then we want to use the -M option, I believe, to 2500. After that the name of the file, which is gpu.hccapx, and after that what we want to do is specify the path to our word list, which on my laptop isn't the same path. Now it is desktop word list and then rockyou.txt. Now that I run this, let me just, you can see that it started running. It says temperature abort trigger set to 90 degrees, so that is good. I thought it was 100 degrees. And you can see that it found the password relatively fast, since I have it in my rocky.txt file or word list. Now you can see some of the options right here. Hash type, which we did specify, is VPA and VPA2. It cracked it. You can see it less than a second, and the speed right here is this one. Now as you can see on my laptop, this is 112.1 thousand passwords per second. So this is, let's say, 100,000 passwords per second with cracking with my GPU. You can see how many passwords it finished. So progress, it finished 457,000 passwords out of 14 million passwords. Now let me show you let me just find it, the word lists. No, it's not there. Now word lists. Let me just delete. I have a bunch of these rockyu.txt save passwords. No such file or directory. What do you mean, no such file or directory? I see it right here. Oh, it is dot 2 and dot 1. Okay, doesn't matter. Now what we want to do is tarzip, or basically gunzip, the rockyu. Now when I unzip it on my laptop, it won't have... What do you mean it doesn't want to? So let me just... Oh no, never mind. Let's just use another password list. Not really sure how many passwords are here, but let's see how fast it will finish with this password list, which is common.txt. But let me just try once again if I can unzip. Not sure why it won't find, so let's try gunzip once again. Oh, it's actually... Okay, maybe it will work like this. Let us just run it once again. So we change to our directory where we have our hashcat.hccapx file, and let us run it once again. Hashcat -a 0 -m 2500, and then the name of the file, and then the path to the word list. All hashes found in port file. Okay, so it found... Yeah, it gives me this because it already cracked the hash with this password list. So let us just use the common.txt that we have in the same folder. Or basically you can use any password list you want. Right now I'm using the ones I have in order to show you all hashes found in the port file. Yeah, now it won't work because once you crack the password hash in the .hccapx file, it won't really allow you to crack it once again, since it already has it cracked. We saw with the rockyu.txt, it ran over 100,000 passwords per second, and it managed to crack it in less than a second. That is how powerful your GPU is in this process of cracking. Now, even though the speed may sound really fast to you, the 100,000 passwords per second may sound really fast to you, it is still nothing compared to the possible combinations of the passwords that you might have. Now, I will show you how you can create some of the more precise password lists that you might need with two programs. One is Crunch and the other one I'm not really sure how it's called. I will have to check it out. And then you might have a slightly bigger chance in cracking the password for the wireless network. So that would be about it for this tutorial, and I will show you the list making in the next tutorial, and I hope I see you there. Bye!